Hi, hello. You're welcome to another episode of I Mentor with Hakanzel Kenyamiele. I am the Spiritumentalyst, and today I'll be talking about something I always say that is equally important, and it's something everyone has had their share in life at one point or the other in life. And what is that? Simple. Problems. Everyone's got problems. I've got problems. You've got problems. And the thing we're actually trying to do is try to see how we can solve every problem that gets to us on a daily basis, on a timely basis, and seeing how we can really come out on the other end of the problems as champions, as people who are doing good and great things. So today, it's a very interesting topic, and we'll be talking about problem-solving spiritumentalysis. I hear someone is quite excited about that. All right, I'm going to go diving into it so that we can really get the scoops and know how things work, so that whenever we have problems, we actually get to see that problems are things we actually do need in life to make life better, to make life more interesting, to make life adventurous. Because the truth of the matter is, if there aren't problems in life, everything just seems boring, Problems actually add some kind of spice to life, and without problems, we will not really appreciate solutions. So I think problems are good. But the thing is, problems are not good when they are left unsolved. Problems become good when you actually are on a path, on a plan, on a process of finding the solutions to it. So today I'm going to be giving you some scoops, some strategies, and some principles that I believe work like wonders. And these things will actually do make you a better problem solver. Critical thinking and problem solving skills are skills that will remain always valuable. Why? Because we would always have problems in the world. So the more you have solutions to the problems of the world, the richer you are, the more valuable you are, the more significant you are, the more influential you are. Okay? So let's get it down, let's get it started, and let's breeze on through it. Alright, I guess that break was quite necessary because we need to get our minds ready so we can really dive into that which we have before us today. Okay, one thing that you need for any problem solving skill is the ability to think. I call it thinkability. Okay, now thinking really does afford you with something that is important, which is a factor anyone and everyone who wants to solve a problem must be able to embrace. And what is that? It's called perspective. Okay, the first thing you actually do need before you can solve any kind of problem is first to understand the perspective that you are seeing things from, the perspective that helps you see the problem from your perspective. But you must also be willing and able to change your perspective, because one of the things that people actually do not know and people actually do need is change of perspective. A problem usually persists when you are adamant about your point of view, your perspective, and you don't just want to change anything for that matter. So changing your perspective is one key to helping you solve your problems. Okay? So thinking affords you perspective, which is one thing you need in getting any kind of solutions, that you need. And one other thing you actually do need to see, from our perspective of life is technology. Okay, technology is very good, and that is one of the things that affords us with the ability to come up with solutions that defy the present and prevailing problems that we have. So you need transdimensional peak, which is technological improvement. What does transdimensional peak mean? It means that if you really want to solve a problem, you cannot solve a problem in the same dimension in which it was created. You must increase your frequency. You must improve your dimension. You must increase something about yourself that makes you, because if you don't do that, you wouldn't be able to solve the problem. Higher thinking solves problems. The moment you can think higher, think better, think faster, then you have the chance of solving any kind of problems that we have. Okay, shall we go right into solving problems with spiritual way. I'm going to be listing these few things that you need to understand and things that you need to grab when it comes to problem solving skills through spiritumentalysis. And the first is follow the rules. Okay, the first thing you need to do about rules is follow the rules to solve the problem. Okay, but you only have to do that once. The moment you follow the rules and it doesn't work, you break the rules. Okay, because really following the rules is one of the ways of keeping you at a certain level of frequency, a certain dimension, and these are qualities that don't help you solve problems in any way. So you must break the rules after you follow them, and you see that it doesn't really work. Because sometimes following the rules actually does help you with the problems. But the moment you follow the rules and you see that, this problem isn't going anywhere, then you've got to break the rules, okay? And one way of breaking rules is you can change your environment, see things from another perspective, you change your paradigm, find someone or something else that is more developed than you are and try to see how it works, and other people's view. Sometimes the reason why some problems persist is because you think you have the solutions to it, and after trying everything you can do, the problems just doesn't get solved, and you just stay there thinking you're going to be the one to solve it. How about you just giving it an extra ear, an extra pair of eyes, another person's view? You have no idea how miraculous an other person's view can be, because they obviously may be thinking from a different perspective, coming from a different environment, having a different paradigm, and all those other qualities that you need to solve problems. So sometimes you may actually be the problem, and all you just have to do is to give that problem to someone else to see it in another light, and voila, the solution is right before you. Okay, so these are things you need to do when you're talking about breaking the rules. I'm going to be listing quickly here 5 important steps of problem solving spiritumentalysis. When you understand the steps and you know how to take them, I'm going to run you through them. Okay, so we'll see how you can do. But after running through the steps and you're pragmatic about it, if you still have issues one way or the other, you can contact me and I'll see how I'll be of help to you. The very first thing you must know about a problem is the identity of the problem. Every problem has an identity. Okay, what defines the problem? What makes the problem the problem? You must note this, because this will arm you with all the wherewithal that would help you solve the problem. So get information about the problem. Can you define it? Okay, what are the scopes of the problem? This is the first thing you must know, because a problem you cannot identify, you cannot solve. So before you can think about solving a problem, you must know how to identify such problems. Okay, so go with your identification specs and see what you can get information about the problems. Number 2 is the problem's purpose. This is different from the identification of the problem. Okay, the problem's purpose talks about you interrogating the problem, not just defining it now. You interrogate it. You ask a lot of questions on why. Why this, why that. For example, you can ask, why does the problem exist? What gives the problem existence? Okay. Why does the problem affect people? Why does it affect whatever the problem affects? Okay. Why does the problem prevail? What sustains the problem? Now, these are ways through which you can get solutions to those problems. There are other questions, but because of time, I'm just going to give you that 3. The purpose of the problem is also one way that helps you break and solve the problem. Number 3 is problem power. Okay, for every problem, there is something that fuels it. Okay, there is a source for it. And the moment you're able to get the source or find the fuel, then you have one way of trying to exterminate it. Okay, that is an effect or impact analysis. Okay, watch out what fuels the problem. Watch out what gives power to the problem. And once you're able to get this, all you just have to do is trace it to where the effects of the problem. Look at the environment of the effect. Look at what happens to the culture around the problem. and all of these things helps you make come up with a solution. Actually, number 4 is problem, strength, vulnerability. This is interesting. Okay, in the strength of the problem lies its vulnerability. Okay, let me give you an example. If the strength of a problem is speed, that means it wouldn't have control. If the strength of a problem is size, then it wouldn't have momentum, or let me use speed. So because there's nothing that is omnipotent, you can use that as an opportunity to find the vulnerabilities of the problem. Going for the advantage, going for the strengths, going for what makes the problem thick can actually help you to find out the ways around the problem. And the 5th one is find the problem's problem. Okay, you need to allow the problem to inspire you and put yourself in the position of the problem. Sometimes it's kind of like profiling the problem. When you're able to do that, because the truth of the matter is, once you find the problem to your problem, then the solution is very close by. Okay, so I've listed 5 steps that I believe it can help you with problem-solving Spiritumentalysis. And the first is problem identity. The second is problem purpose. The third is the problem's power. The 4th is the problem's strength, vulnerability. And the 5th is the problem gives you the solution. Now you have to find the pragmatics and action-oriented parts to help you solve these particular things. And I can assure you, if you can go through all that I've mentioned in the past 10 minutes thereabout, you can actually be able to solve your problems on your own. However, if you're still not able to solve the problems after trying all that I've done, repeat the process. I believe you should actually. But if you can't, then I guess it's time for the Spiritumentalyst to have a view of that problem and give you some expert opinion as to how things can go from there. Okay, I believe that you've gained one thing or two from this, and this is where we're going to end on today's I Mentor with Hakanza Kenny Mele. Let's make it another time, where we talk about problems, where we talk about solutions, and talk about life principles generally, and see where we can work together to inspire, to empower, and to inflame you. I would always end with this. May you always walk in the face of the Lord. And I would say this, unleashing Sateria, Lambano, Sateria. You have just one life to live. Why not make it a problem-free life? Have a great day.